What episode are we on?
19.
19.
Ooh.
Are we live now? Awesome. Hey everybody, my name's Gareth. You're watching the Hub Online Network. We got a doozy of a show. It's been a heck of a weekend, I tell you what. So anyway, it's Tuesday the 30th. I can't believe June's already gone. So let's get to it with our animated logo. So for those of you that might be wondering, what was that? That was a logo or a opening that we made for a special council meeting a few months ago when the Twilight Zone came to town and filmed in Ashcroft. Now, so this is an episode of the CBC's The Twilight Zone, a small town. The episode is called A Small Town, which is filmed here in Ashcroft. We at the Hub will be doing a screening on July 9th and 10th. With social distancing measures that will be in place. So reserve your seat through the Hub Online Network. No, reserve your seat. Where can we reserve our seat, Jessica?
You can call the Hub office at 453-9177. You can email at ashcrofthub@gmail.com, or you can go onto their website, ashcrofthub.ca.
Now, the tickets are free.
Tickets are free, but we can only have 50 people in the gym, and so everybody has to have a ticket so we know when they are at a capacity. So we are having 6 shows over those 2 days, so that's 300 seats that we have available basically over those two days.
And that's at 11 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 7 at night?
Yes.
On both days?
Yes.
Awesome. So if you're looking to come and have a social distance party viewing of a small town, a Twilight Zone episode, you can come in and check that out with us on the 9th and 10th of July.
And it's free thanks to the Village of Ashcroft and the Thompson-Nicola Regional District.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you guys all very much. Also happening this week is Canada Day, and Jessica is the one in charge of all of that as well. She wears many hats in these towns. So Jessica, tell us what's going on for Canada Day this year.
Absolutely. So for Canada Day this year, we decided that we wanted to not be virtual. Everything's gone virtual. And so Winding Rivers Arts and Performance Society made the decision that we're going to have a very small Canada Day service, but we're going to do it 3 times. So we're going to do it on the Mesa, downtown Ashcroft, and North Ashcroft, which will allow for physical distancing, much more than 200 people at Heritage Park. So 3 times throughout the day, it's just going to be a set of music, singing over Canada, and we've got dilly bars to hand out.
Ooh.
So the best part of Canada Day is the ice cream, right?
How are you going to keep the dilly bars cold?
Oh, yeah. Freezers close by and coolers. We've got a plan. It's
Fair
all
enough.
good.
Side note for the Twilight Zone, if you're at home and you were involved with the Twilight Zone, please send in your stories about how you were involved to hon@ashcrofthub.com, and we would love to hear your story, and we'll be talking about this for the next couple of news shows, so we have lots of time to talk to you if you're interested in doing so. And happy Canada Day in advance. Troy will be down there filming one of these things for everybody, so thank you, Troy, for covering that, and thank you, Jessica, for putting this all together. What are the musicians that are going to be on the...
So Nadine Davenport, Brian Benner, and Julie, whose last name I can't remember, will be singing.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations and have fun, everybody.
Yeah.
So, the Village of Ashcroft is interested in opening the washrooms at Heritage Park. Given the current health climate, we are, this is from the Village of Ashcroft point of view, we are gauging interest in whether a contractor would be interested in undertaking janitorial services. If willing to enter into a contract with the Village of Ashcroft to clean the restroom facilities at Heritage Park on a daily basis, please message them on Facebook or contact intern@ashcroftbc.ca. If there is interest, we will be proceeding with a formal proposal request. Please be advised that and this is, I'm wondering you might know that this might be resolved. Please be advised that 15 sprinkler heads went missing from around the water treatment plant this morning. This is, I believe, on the 26th now. So if anyone has any information regarding their location, please contact us at the Ashcroft Village.
I have not heard if they've been found or not. I haven't seen anything else, so.
So if anybody at home knows anything about these 15 sprinkler heads, if you're the person that has these 15 sprinkler heads,
We don't need sprinklers right now. We've had enough rain.
we need to water more. If we've learned anything, it's we need to water more. I'm just kidding.
To take the water out of the river so that the
And-
river goes down? Is that the theory? Is that if we take it out of the river?
I don't want Ann to get mad at me. I apologize. In Cache Creek, the village of Cache Creek would like to congratulate Corey Clark on being awarded the village bursary for this year. Congratulations, Corey. Also, in Ashcroft, our one and only Matthias and Vivian McLean have won the bursaries from Ashcroft. So congratulations to everybody that won a bursary this year. Matthias isn't on a microphone, but he did receive up to $1,500, not from the village, but he received up to $1,500 for bursaries this year to go towards his film college that he's going to be going to in the fall. So congratulations to Matthias.
And you can see the whole list of winners on the school district website.
Awesome.
Or not, they might be on the website, on their Facebook page for sure, I saw it.
Cool. And everybody that won a bursary, congratulations. The Cache Creek Farmers Market is also happening on Canada Day. So if you are interested, this is at the corner, what do you call that?
Highway 97 and 1.
No, is there a special name for the corner itself?
Yeah, the corner of Highway 97 and Highway 1.
Oh. So if you're at the corner of Highway 97 and Highway 1, check out the Canada Day Farmers Market tomorrow between 9 and 1, I believe
9 and
it is.
1. There's over 20 vendors that are going to be there, so I think it'll be a nice big event. And the Lions are there doing a concession, hot dogs and hamburgers. So
Maybe while Troy is filming the actual Canada Day, I'll go and, I live in Cache Creek, I can go and do a quick thing there.
all right.
So that is pretty much all the news fit to print in our local area.
From 9 to 1.
Troy confirms that it is 9 to 1 for the farmers market. In local news for the interior, the MLA for Kamloops, South Thompson, says he is reviewing his constituency office's advertising policies after a portion of his MLA budget was used to buy advertising in a social conservative magazine that opposes a ban on conversion therapy. He says, I was concerned to learn that advertising dollars from my office budget has been recently used to co-sponsor ads in The Light magazine, a publication that has featured content that does not align with my personal beliefs. I am accountable for this having happened and I apologize. I do not support anything that discriminates against anyone, and I believe in a safe, inclusive BC for everyone. I am a long-time supporter of the LGBTQ community in Kamloops and across the province. I've always tried to lead by example and advance acceptance and inclusivity. My office will no longer be advertising in The Light magazine and will be reviewing all of our office advertising decisions to ensure publications are consistent with my values moving forward. The Liberal Caucus says, we absolutely don't support anything that promotes discrimination against anyone. We support a safe, inclusive BC, and we'll be reviewing all advertising decisions to ensure they're consistent with our values. We're longtime strong supporters of the LGBTQ community, supporting Pride events across the province, and supporting LGBTQ organizations and events. We know how important it is to be accepting, tolerant, and inclusive, and we'll continue to work to raise the bar. So that's an interesting, there's a lot of advertising things going on right now. And we're going to talk about one to do with Facebook in a little bit. But so it's interesting that this is happening and that they aren't aware of what, now I don't know what Light magazine is typically like, but if that's the case, it's interesting that they would be giving money to Light magazine beforehand. My understanding is that it is a Christian magazine, but we might need to look a little bit more into that for a future episode. Because it sounds like an interesting story.
I think it'll be interesting to see the fallout from it. He's acknowledged a mistake and apologized for it and corrected it, but we have seen from past experiences that sometimes not enough.
Right.
So it will be interesting to see kind of what happens with him and with his constituents and with his positions on things.
So.
Yeah.
So that is the sort of the big story going on in the interior right now. In the province says that there's been 26, and this is as of yesterday. We currently don't have a new number for today. Troy is feverishly watching the internet, making sure that we, to see if we can get the new number, if there is one. But the province says that as of yesterday, 26 more people have been diagnosed with COVID-19 over the last 3 days or over the weekend. 10 new cases were reported on Saturday, 14 new cases on Sunday, and just 2 new cases on Monday. These numbers include one new case in the interior, bringing our number up here to 200. Provincial Health Officer Dr. Bonnie Henry has announced, however, today an easing of restrictions that will be a great relief for anyone with family members in a long-term care home. The visits will take. Okay, so long-term care homes are now able to take in visitors as long as the visits will take place in a designated area within each facility and will be scheduled in advance. All visitors will also need to wear masks indoors. So you can't just show up and go in. You will be needing to make it in advance in a secure area. And also, if there is a home that still has cases of COVID-19, you will not be able to go and visit those people. And only one member of the family can be designated to go in and out. Now, I remember, I don't currently have any family members in a care home. I did a few years ago, and I could see that being a very difficult situation. I'm not sure what it's like here in Jackson House.
I know that they have social afternoons and try to be social within the house itself, but I don't know if that changed once COVID hit. I don't know, and I think same with Thompson View Manor. I don't know if policies changed with even just socializing among patients and rural residents rather. So
I'll have to get in contact with
we've
them.
got a big list of to-dos, don't we now?
Yeah.
You just keep adding to
It's growing and growing and growing. So that's kind of the big thing for the province today. So if you have someone in a care home, congratulations. You can send somebody from your family to go see them.
Yeah.
So that is awesome news. For the country, so this is a story from Calgary that says WestJet, Air Canada are going to end physical distancing on flights. They will open up all seats starting July 1st in response to changes with international travel guidelines. Both Air Canada and WestJet have announced the removal of seat distancing protocol and domestic flights starting July 1st. Officials said because its flights have HEPA filters installed to clean recirculated air, and the airflow in cabins flows from the ceiling to the floor, it does not need the extra barrier. WestJet's online booking service is expected to resume regular operations on Wednesday. Air Canada soon followed suit with WestJet's decision, pledging to end the restriction on seats within the same time frame. The airline based in Montreal also has similar health checks for passengers prior to boarding. A spokesperson said the move is part of the COVID-19 strategy. However, British Columbia Health Minister Adrian Dix says he wants to see evidence that it's safe for the country's 2 largest airlines to drop their in-flight distancing policies during the pandemic. Dix says he would like to hear from the federal agencies to allay fears or explain why they've allowed Air Canada and WestJet to end the seat distancing policies to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And I'll come back to that in a second. It's interesting because so here in BC, we have minimal new cases of COVID every day. Sort of the last time we had a big one was 20 people. Ontario and Quebec have many more, hundreds more a day still. I'm not sure of the numbers of Alberta, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan.
They're much lower than Ontario and Quebec for sure.
But with everything saying 6 feet, 2 meters social distancing anywhere you go, even with family, how can you?
So my question is are masks still required on flights? Because I remember when we did the COVID training, when we came back to the hub, and we had a pyramid, right? And so it's go away from each other, be only 6 feet apart from each other, wear a mask, you know, depending on what the situation is or what was capable. So if you've got people on a flight all wearing masks, is that not a safe precaution that has been allowed? So I don't know if the regulations still say masks, so you're just, and I don't know how many people are flying. Are they going to have full flights?
Apparently, there's been a lot of people. Now, granted, a lot of them are politicians, journalists, and other essential workers.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't state whether the people are going to be traveling. Like, just I want to go and visit Ontario.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I just want to go visit.
Yeah.
It doesn't specify whether it's essential workers or everybody can just go wherever they want now.
Well, and I think also there's huge airport screening too. So by the time you get onto the airplane, you've been sanitized, you've washed your hands and sanitized, and you've been asked probably 16 times if you're feeling well. So if you're feeling well and you're having all of the precautions that we have in place, I don't know, I can't see like sitting everybody in beside each other right away, but sure, you know, keep them distant and then slowly fill them in. I can't see full airplanes for a while.
If you're someone that wants to travel, please let us know what your thoughts are on this. Again, HON@AshcraftHub.com. We'd love to hear from you guys. But I'm just going to finish this article. So the airlines announced Friday that they would use health recommendations from the United Nations Aviation Agency and the International Air Transport Association. Dix, who also wants to discuss the policy change with his provincial counterparts, says there can't just be a business argument for the change. Oh, okay. So today we are announcing 12 new cases for a total of 2,916 cases in British Columbia, which means, are any of those in COVID-19, 18 individuals are hospitalized. Well, that's not too bad. 4 of whom are in intensive care, and remaining people of COVID are in self-isolation. I'm just looking for if we have any cases in the interior. Tomorrow, sorry, I'm just reading this for the first time. Today is a positive
Control
day
F.
for British
Control
Columbians.
F, Gareth.
What's Control F?
Interior.
Shauna Sampson commented, Jackson House has been on complete lockdown. No one in or out except employees. The residents can interact with each other, but we try to keep them at a safe distance, and all staff wear goggles and masks throughout the whole shift. We have not been given the green light for any visits with residents as of yesterday.
Are you on a mic?
Yes.
Okay. So that's thank you, Shauna. We appreciate that. Since the start of the pandemic, there have been 981 cases of COVID-19 in Vancouver, 1,538 in Fraser Health, 131 on the island. There are 201 in Interior Health Region and 65 in Northern Health. So that means that there is another new case in the Interior as of today, bringing our total to 201. Thank you, Troy, for bringing that to me in such a eclectic way. I love it. Keep it coming. Okay, so speaking of a travel ban, speaking of the travel ban, the order, one of a set of extraordinary new measures introduced on March 16th to stop the spread of COVID-19 bans. COVID-19 bans most foreign nationals from entering Canada. If they arrive from a foreign country other than the U.S., there are limited exceptions for aircrew, diplomats, and immediate family members of citizens. Some seasonal workers, caregivers, and international students are also exempt. The previous order in council, a cabinet decision made without having to go to Parliament, was set to expire tonight at 11:59. A separate order prohibits non-essential travel between Canada and the U.S. and is in effect now until July 21st. After being extended earlier this month under the order essential workers such as truckers and health workers are allowed to cross the border. So, if that sounded confusing, despite the fact that we're now having the airplanes have all the people on it, they're still having travel bans from other places.
See, and I heard that you can't drive into the United States, but you can fly into the United States.
Right.
So-
But you have to be an essential
Yeah.
person. Also, the European Union is opening up travel to them, but Canada is still not letting people come here,
Yeah.
which I have no opinion.
That you're allowed to say on the show.
So, yeah, but this is why we have lower numbers in a lot of other places. in the
Absolutely.
world, is because we have really shut things down, and the border, we keep extending our emergency. Who is in the other room? Oh, it's David. Hi, David.
We're live.
You can check out our
Say
system
hello.
if you want. Anyway, sorry, we had a visitor, and I keep hearing footsteps and doors opening, and it was freaking me out.
You're supposed to concentrate and just do your job.
Anyway, moving on. Students can earn up to $5,000 this summer for volunteer services. Eligible students can receive grants of between $1,000 to $5,000 depending on hours completed. The federal government launched a new program today aimed at encouraging students to volunteer in the fight against COVID-19, more than 2 months after first announcing it and just in time for those who haven't been able to find a summer job. Post-secondary students will be eligible to earn up to $5,000 this summer through a new volunteer service grant. The grant is available for a range of volunteer work, including mask making, tutoring, researching animal behavior, and designing exercise programs for seniors. So that sounds pretty cool. It goes,
Vicky filled out the application to have the hub be one of the options.
Oh, right on. Has she heard anything back from that yet?
Not that I heard of.
Okay. Well, it sounds like this is a fairly new thing. And $5,000 is nothing to sneeze at for
It's $10 an hour.
Really?
Yes. To get that $5,000, you have to volunteer 500 hours between now and the end of October.
That's not really volunteering though if you're getting $10. I mean, it's
Well,
less than minimum wage.
You're volunteering, and then the government's going to give you money.
So it's like work.
So you got in at a good time. Sorry. But still, for people that have never maybe had a job, it's a place to start.
And if you can only maybe find a part-time job, this
Yep.
would be good to supplement for sure.
Um,
And having volunteering on your resume is a great thing too. So
100%. Last year, my niece volunteered at a kind of like a rec center, but she didn't get paid, and she had to work the whole summer.
yeah,
So this would have been at least something in her pocket.
yeah. I started volunteering at the hub just so I didn't have to pay for my gym classes.
Look at you now.
All right, so moving on to our local political members. So our Member of Parliament, Brad Viss, shared a joint statement, and let me bring it up here, on his Twitter feed the other day. So I'll try to just sort of paraphrase a little bit because it is quite long. So Brad Viss shared a statement that says, Trudeau must stop punishing British Columbians for his failures. This is on June 25th. So today, following the joint statement responding to Trudeau's government's 2020 Fraser River Chinook plan was issued by Mel Arnold MP. It goes through a bunch of different MPs here. But on June 19th, the Trudeau government dealt another blow to British Columbia's public fishery and the Canadians and communities that depend on Canada's shared fisheries resources. The government's 2020 Fraser Chinook plan completely ignored viable and balanced proposals from British Columbians and ignored input from experts that advise on rebuilding fish stocks. Proposals such as mass marketing and marked selective fishery management would have upheld conservative necessities while also allowing anglers to retain Chinook. Quote, the Trudeau government's announcement is not a real plan, but rather a continuation of their long trail of policy. What? Are you making faces at me?
No.
You're moving to my peripherals.
Sorry.
For over 4 years, Trudeau's 4 fishery ministries have failed to deliver their promises of rebuilding our Pacific salmon stocks. Instead, the government has repeatedly added layers of restrictions on our public fisheries, the sport fishing sector, and related businesses that add $1.1 billion in annual sales to BC's economy. Now, there is a little bit more that you can find on Brad Viss's Twitter account. It's interesting because I know for Mr. Viss, this is a pretty big topic, mainly with dealing with steelhead. I'm not sure how Chinook fits into us up here, but it is a thing that he did run on when he got elected, and we did talk about this a bit.
The salmon run?
Recent town hall. Right. So I don't personally know much about this particular topic. So if this is something that affects you, check it out and find out more about what your MP is doing on your behalf. Or is he out to lunch? Let us know if he's, if you're in the fishery industry, let us know whether he's right, wrong, indifferent. You can email us at hon@ashcrofthub.com. Now, we have a thing from Jackie Taggart, as we always do. So this says, just a reminder that there are virtual mental health supports available for everyone during COVID-19. If you are in distress, please reach out. If you know someone who may be vulnerable, please reach out to them. So some of the things that are available to people are virtual counseling services, peer support and system navigation, mental health check-ins, COVID-19 psychological support services. You can have access to healthcare workers, mobile response teams, care to speak support groups, etc., etc. There's probably 40 different things on here that you could use if that is something that you feel you require. Remember, if you're in a place that you need help, you're not alone. There's lots of resources for you, so don't go through it by yourself.
Where can they go to get those resources?
It's all on the Government of BC's webpage or on Jackie Taggart's Facebook page and Twitter account. There will be a link there. Another interesting thing that has come out in the last day or so is a BC-based wildfire app. So if you're worried about wildfire season, which typically starts around this time, although you wouldn't know it with the weather that we've been having, you can get an app for that that'll keep you in the know on everything that has to do with wildfires in our area. Hashtag not sponsored, but Government of BC, although you already give us some money, give us more.
So
Anyway.
is it technically sponsored?
No,
Okay.
this specific thing is not sponsored, but
We happen to be sponsored.
we happen to have money coming in from various government sources. But what's one more when you add it to the list? Also talking about things that we're not sponsored for, but we should be. I'm just kidding. Everybody makes their own choice. I don't want to put words in everybody's mouth. Don't forget that in Ashcroft and Cache Creek, the Ashcroft Bakery, Unity, Sam's Diner, the Central Cafe, Star House Restaurant, Husky, the Junction Coffee House, Hungry Herbie's, and much more, including the new restaurant Slim Jims, are currently open for business. Support local. Is there anything you would like to add to this, Jessica?
No. Are you not today?
Cool. So anyway, thank everybody for watching. Have yourself a fantastic rest of the week. We will be back Friday at 3 p.m. Before we start into our busy Desert Days scheduling.
And where are they going to find us on Friday, Gareth?
Oh, right. Thank you for pointing that out. We are jumping ship. So this is what I was wanting to talk about before. So talking about advertising, another big story that's been going around is advertising on Facebook and other big social media platforms. So what's been going on is the perceived thing that's happening is there's certain groups that are funding on Facebook to get their ads out. Now the way that it was put on CBC today was that so there's a movement to stop people from advertising on these social media platforms because the social media platforms are pushing these advertisers that have hate speech and misinformation. Now, I can personally, this is probably the only time I'm going to give my opinion. I know I shouldn't give my opinion. I can understand what hate speech is, and I get that. Hate speech is wrong, shouldn't have it. But where I question is, who draws the line as to what is misinformation?
Yeah.
Who is the editor of all of that? Who is the arbitrator? That's where I want, like, yes, it's great to not have things that are telling you lies on these social media platforms. But again, who is the person that says that's truth, that's not? Other than that, I'm in 100% agreement. And that being said, we are going to be going live on YouTube moving forward. We may share these videos on Facebook, but we're not going to be going live on Facebook for the foreseeable future. We'll see how it goes for the next month. This ad boycott is supposed to be going place throughout July. So we'll take that as our first dropping off point, and we'll go from there. So if you're wanting to watch our show live, check us out 3 p.m. on Friday on YouTube on the Hub Online Network. Do you have anything to add to that?
No?
Right on. So tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your neighbor, tell your grandparents. Hub Online Network's the place to be for all your Ashcroft, Cache Creek local news. And thank you so much. This is episode 19 of the Ash Creek News. And to everybody that's been supporting us, you're the best. And give me a random name from Ashcroft.
A random name. Well, Nancy Duchesne came into the office today.
Nancy Duchesne, wherever you are, we hope you're doing well.
Right before we end today, Evan James David Smart wants to say, good job today. Thumbs up emoji.
Oh, that would
Like emoji.
that would be my brother. Thank you, Evan, for watching. Have yourselves a good one.